Hello everyone, thank you for joining us this afternoon. Today we are being joined by Dr. Abu Bakr Muhammad, and he has a lot of background. So he's a PhD candidate in environmental and occupational health. He has a level 6 diploma in occupational health and safety management. He has a master's in radiation science, protection and safety from USM Malaysia. He has a diploma in petrochemical engineering and process safety. He has a postgraduate diploma in nuclear and radiation safety, and he has a Bachelor of Science in Physics. He is also a certified lead risk manager, a full member of the USA Health Physics Society, certified member of the IOSH in the UK. He's an associate member of the Malaysian Radiation Protection Association, lead auditor in OHS and environmental management systems, and a certified NEBOSH, IGC, PSM, and incident investigations. And today he's going to be talking to us about radiation safety and training programs in the industry. And I will now pass you on to him now. And if you have any questions, you can just leave it in the chat box and we can get to them at the end of the presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Muhammad, and all the attendees. I'm just ready. Let's check. Now the image is clear. Everything is, my voice is clear. Presentation is clear.
Yes, everything is perfect. We can see it there.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum. Good evening. My name is Abu Bakr Muhammad. Thanks for Dr. Muhammad, Dr. Ismail, Abi, and all the team in BeamHub. As Abi said, today we are going to briefly discuss about the industrial radiation safety and what are the opportunities for training courses, or what we can collaborate or cooperate in the future about the radiation safety in the industry. Very quick one. I'll just go through the outlines of today's session. Before I progress, today is like half an hour webinar. Then we'll have a Q&A session, and I think Abi, she will take care of the questions, and we can discuss everything in details. The outlines will be covering welcome instructor bio. This already done by our colleague Abi, and then we'll talk about very quick introduction about radiation sources. Then we'll go and discuss about common industrial devices and other uses of radioactive sources. We'll talk about the range of capabilities for the radiation safety professionals, especially in the industrial field. We'll talk about several applications where we can use the radiation sources in the industry. Then we'll talk about the different level of radiation safety courses. Then we'll open for some subjects to be discussed and resources and references. Please feel free, if you have any question, as you said, you can write it down in the chat box. And if it's needed, you can stop me, no problem. Myself, Abu Bakr, will not talk about this. The introduction is, I believe all of us knows now we are in the 2020-25, almost more than 100 years. We started using the radiation sources not only in the industry but also the medical. Today we'll focus a little bit about the industrial uses of radiation sources. But before go in details, we just have some definitions, like the radioactive source. It's a known quantity of radionuclide which emits ionizing radiation, typically one or more of the radiation types like gamma rays, alpha particles, beta particles, and the neutron radiation. Radioactive sources are commonly used in industrial processes to measure moisture, thickness, or other processes parameters, and for such applications as in inspecting wells. So basically, and we'll come to know this, when we are talking about the application of the ionizing radiation or radiation sources industry, we'll touch especially the non-destructive testing, which is part of the engineering requirement to make sure that everything is installed as per the engineering requirement. And also we will have more details about moisture density, either it's in well logging or nuclear gauges. What are the common industrial devices and other uses of radioactive sources we can see or we can use in the industry? We will start by the portable nuclear gauges, and these type of gauges can be used for measuring moisture density or sometimes thickness level. It depends on the type of application. Then we'll have industrial fixed nuclear gauges. This is the same concept for the portable, but the only difference that the portable nuclear gauges, it's mobile, it's not being fixed. Usually it's been used in the combustion testing and soil testing, whereas the industrial fixed nuclear gauges used in production lines like in refineries and mining and petrochemicals, something like this. The third one, which is the most important and common and also risky, the industrial radiography, where we are using high activity of radiation sources like iridium, selenium, cobalt 60, with activities range from 50 up to 100 or 200 curies, and sometimes tens of hundreds of curies, depends on the application and the purpose of the industrial radiography. So, sorry. Fourth one, which is the well logging devices. Well logging devices, very simply, we are using such devices, or mainly neutron sources and cesium sources, to measure some data in the reservoir while we are conducting drilling in the oil and gas operation, drilling and recover operation. Then we'll talk about the irradiation systems, where we are using the radiation source with high activity to do several purposes. As an example, sterilization, either for the food or for the medical supplies. Number six, X-ray scanning systems, or we are seeing this the customs scanning systems. Mainly, it's been used and installed in different areas in the Middle East, including Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and other GCC countries. It's been installed in the borders just to make sure that there is no unwanted or unpermissible material will pass from country to country, and there will be some arrangements to have such kind of systems. Just to illustrate, these are some examples for the application and devices we already mentioned. The first one in the right, it's the Truxler, or the portable nuclear gauge, and this device used for the combustion test or soil testing. The second one in the right side, it's part of the nuclear gauges fixed in the refinery or one of the petrochemical plants. This is one of the devices I installed it by myself. So usually we are using the industrial fixed nuclear gauges either to measure the level of the water density, or the moisture in some cases, or the density of the product itself. And the left side, this the photo number 3, it's the industrial radiography configuration, where we are connecting the gamma camera with the object we are going to take photo or inspect. If you look to this gentleman, he just configuring and fixing the end of the path where the radiation source will move from the camera up to the position where the shot or the inspection will be done. Then he will secure the area. Then he will go away, depends on the safe distance calculation, to shoot the radiation dose to the object we need to inspect. Just to confirm, all these applications, we will have like a separate radiation safety officer course. It will be detailed and full of information, not only theoretical but also practical from the field, where we have been doing this by our hands, just to describe and share the knowledge how to manage such kind of radiation sources. And by the way, in this radiography, the most, we can say, risky and uncommon activity in the industry. Photo number 4 on the right side. This is show you this just to show you the radioactive source port. It's used in something called well logging or MWD. MWD is abbreviation of measuring while drilling. Measuring while drilling. We are running in hole more than 200 feet in the ground. It depends on the part of the reservoir where we are looking for measuring the level, either it's oil, gas in the formation. So this example for the nuclear source to be used in the well logging operation in the oil and gas. Sorry. The application number 5, sorry, it's for irradiation systems. And as I told you, I just brought this example, and I think it is common, and we have a similar facility in Egypt. This is a radiation system used to sterilize different type of food. The last photo in the right side, this is one of the systems. I myself, by the way, there is someone standing there. This gentleman is myself. I was doing some consultation for one of the biggest custom government organizations in the Middle East. And I cannot mention the name here, but what I'm trying to show you, this one of the X-ray machines we use to put in the border, just to make sure that there will be no violation or no unwanted material will pass from country to other country, and there will be a robust system. There will be a team just to analyze the photos, check the doses, operate the system. A lot of efforts, honestly, to be done. And one more thing, due to the workload, those guys are working 24 hours. Yeah, definitely, they are not exposed all the time, but there will be some arrangement based on the time weighted average when we are talking about exposure, etc. So this is one of the important applications we are making use from the ionizing radiation and the industry. But we just discussed generally here some names, or let's say discipline or applications where all of us will be familiar with. And first thing, the manufacturing, where we can find these devices manufacturing, such as steel industry or steel plants, cement and paper. Then we can find it in chemical processing, like refineries and petrochemicals, and the construction site for soil testing, as I told you, and mineral processing, such as phosphate, gold, and aluminum, and non-destructive examinations, oil refining, coal-fired boilers, and drilling, borehole or logging in oil and gas, and agriculture. These are the life, you can say, life practical experience, where you can find an opportunity or you find people are using these radiation sources in the industry. What are the different range of capabilities for the people who are going to work in radiation in industrial radiation safety as either health physicist or radiation safety specialist or officer, or whatever the position and the level of experience he can be used? You should be aware of the radiation detection. What are the tools or instrumentation used to detect radiation? What is the dosimetry? When I'm saying dosimetry, means we're talking about measuring the personal doses for the occupational, and there will be different ways of the dosimetry measurement, internal, external. What if the radiation source expose you from external side? What if it went inside? What's the difference between internal and external dosimetry? What are the legal requirement to have a personal dosimetry program? Then you should be aware and trained, qualified for operational monitoring. What does it mean, operational monitoring? Due to the operation, the activities you are doing when you are handling or in touch with the radiation sources, what are the different radiation surveys you need to do? Is it workplace? Is it personal? Is it normal operations, etc.? So all this type of monitoring or radiation survey, you need to be aware how to do it and what are the references when you are doing this. Radiological security, when I'm talking about radiological security, mainly we're talking about the security of the radioactive sources. What are the security plan requirement based on the legal requirement? Is it fixed sources or mobile sources? Where you can store it? Is it in permanent storage or mobile storage? All this stuff, it will be considered while we are talking about radiological security. Then the radiation effects. All of us knows about the biological effects of the ionizing radiation, and you should, as if you are willing to work as a radiation safety specialist, you need to be fully aware about the biological effects of the ionizing radiation. You need to be aware about the quality control program as part of the radiation protection program when it comes to measuring the doses for the personnel, for the occupationals who are working. You need to know when you are going to do investigation for the doses when it comes to the quarter or the monthly personal doses, sorry, as per the protocol followed in the organization you work with. Then part of the capabilities, environmental cleanup, radiological waste disposal, radiochemistry, this all this part of the nuclear power industry, I believe. Then radiation policy and regulation, radiation risk, the radiation policy and regulation, this mainly part of the responsibility for the people who are working in legal bodies or regulatory body, where they are drafting the standards, regulations, and sharing with the licensee to use. Again, I'm repeating about the applications. We have accelerators, we have power reactors, environmental health, university and research, military and government facilities. All these are areas, or you can say locations where an application where you can find opportunity to work in the industrial radiation safety. Yeah. We discussed about these devices, the applications where we can find opportunity for working as a radiation safety officer or specialist. But now, to be ready or to be competent and qualified, you need to know what is the requirement for the training. I believe the IEA and the International Atomic Energy Agency published postgraduate program for the training against radiation safety and the ionizing radiation application. It's almost like 50 to 60 pages, and it's very informative, but let me summarize it for you as part of the following courses. One more point before discussing these courses in details. We have a concept as part of not only the radiation safety, but general health and safety professionals. Everyone has the right to know the risk associated with the job he's doing, which means that you, as a radiation safety officer, specialist, or whatever, okay, you will have to be aware, not only aware, fully aware and competent to identify such kind of risk and to share the knowledge with the workers or the workplace team members, where you will be supervising them or guiding them. Right. To do so, you have to be trained and competent. We have different levels of radiation safety courses. The first one, which is basic, means it will be like 1 or 2 days, just to explain to you what are the requirements, what is the technical part of the radiation safety. Okay. Then we'll have another intermediate radiation safety courses, where we can call it as a radiation safety officer course. and this is at least 40 hours, 40 training hours. And why it's 40 training hours? And it's to cover two main parts. The first part, you need to know about all the technical requirement of the radiation safety. And the second part, you need to know about the administrative and legal requirement when you are dealing with the radioactive materials or radiation sources in these applications. And in this second course or intermediate course, we will have like 6 courses. Each one will be specialized in one of the applications like nuclear gauging, radiography testing, well logging, norm anti-norm management, etc. The third one, which is a comprehensive, this is a diploma. I believe some of you, we have started this last year, but unfortunately due to unforeseen reasons, we stopped. But we already discussed with the team here in BeamHub, we'll continue what we have started last year, and we'll make sure that this diploma will be there. The diploma, it's a very comprehensive course. It will last for at least 3 months, and we will work on weekends. One of my colleagues, he's a PhD in radiation physics. He's getting ready also to join myself. Sorry. He's getting ready to join me to refresh and restart the diploma. Inshallah, very shortly and very soon you will hear some good information from the BeamHub team to continue with the diploma. And the diploma, the most important in the diploma, it will be covering all the aspects we are talking about. Starting from technical part, administrative part, despite of the area you are working or the scope you are covering, there will be a part of the diploma covering your needs and give you all the information you are looking for. And then the diploma, we will add a part related to the radioactive waste management, the classification of the radioactive waste. We'll talk about the rules and responsibility for the legal body, a regulatory requirement, the responsibilities for each parties, starting from the licensee, the radiation safety officer, the expert if needed, the transporter, the supplier, the legal body themselves, the requirement of transporting or storing the radioactive material. What are the different type of transportation? Is it sea, land, or air freight transportation? What's IATA? What is the different organizations publishing technical standard about the radiation safety requirement, especially in industry? And these are the different type of courses. Here, I'll just give you some example for the second one, the intermediate. We'll have radiation safety officer course in nuclear gauging. We'll have a radiation safety officer course in industrial geography. We'll have another one in well logging and norm anti-norm management, which is a big subject, and many of the people are trying to know about the norm anti-norm management. What are the difference between the norm anti-norm? All this stuff will be discussed in the RSO level courses. Also, we'll have a radiation safety officer course in security screening. If anyone willing to work in the customs, what are the requirements? We'll have also radiation safety officer in academic research, and this is very big subject. Radiation safety officer in transportation of the radioactive materials. All these are examples of the intermediate course, which is radiation safety officer courses. What are the subjects will be discussed? I told you earlier that there will be two main parts. The first part is the technical aspect of radiation safety, and the second one will be the administrative part. When it comes to the technical part, I believe most of you knows about it. We have to discuss about radioactivity and radioactive decay, interaction of radiation with matter, radiation detectors, surveymeters, and monitors, radiation measurement techniques, and statistical fluctuations. Also, we'll talk about the dosimetry quantities and their units, biological effects of radiation, ionizing radiation definitely. We'll discuss also those calculation, what are the different type of doses, effective dose, how to calculate it from the point source, from alpha, beta, gamma, neutron, how all these calculations can be done. The radiation shielding as well. Then we'll have practical, let's say, hands-on experience, not only in nuclear gauge or industriography, but it will be in all the courses, each one based on the subject we are going to discuss. These subjects up to here, up to the practical radiation protection in nuclear gauge and historiography, this part of the technical requirement. When it comes to the administrative and the legal requirement, we'll discuss about the general framework and the requirements for radiation protection, responsibilities of parties, national dose limits, and maybe someone will ask why I put funnel and UAE, because we already conducted several courses in UAE, in addition to the courses done here and in Egypt also. So we picked this as an example, but again, I'm repeating, and depends on the country you are working in, or the organization and the application you're working on, you will have the information available for you. Also, we'll discuss in details, and this is very important part when it comes to the administrative requirement, the radiation protection program. What does it mean? Radiation protection program, what are the different 6 elements for the radiation protection program, starting from the responsibilities, selecting the people, the RSO, the licensee, the radiation protection requirement, the training, all this stuff. It will be discussed in details, and I have some examples of the programs. I have done it to some of the organizations. We may have time to go through some parts. Yeah, definitely I cannot share it because it's part of the agreement. It's confidential because already shared with them. But I'll try to share part of it for you, illustrating the contents, the importance of this document, and how you can perform or you can do it. Then we will talk about the safe transport of radioactive material, and this is very common subject. Despite of the application, you will have to have knowledge about safe transportation of radioactive material. Either you are working in medical applications or industrial application, in academic, or even in nuclear power, you need to know about the requirements for the safe transportation of radioactive material. Then we'll talk about the emergency control. First, we'll discuss about emergency. What is the definition for the emergency itself? Then we'll discuss about different type of emergencies, when we can see this emergency or no. We'll go through some different type of definitions or items like radiation contamination, fixed and non-fixed contamination, how we can use the different type of radiation survey or radiation measuring instrument to face or to get prepared for the emergency situations for the radiation sources. For the radiation itself. Then it will be a part of assessment just to assess your knowledge. There will be assessment for the course. Mainly it will be like 30 questions, can be solved in 1 hour. And this question will be having two parts, one theoretical, some theoretical courses, and one mathematical problem solving, just to make sure you absorb all the sufficient and essential knowledge to make yourself ready to work in the field of radiation safety. Last point, these are some of the references and resources if anyone of you wants to have more information, I have shared the Health Physics Society website, academic education resource information, United States EPA, Environmental Protection Agency, the International Atomic Energy Agency, the World Nuclear Association website, American Society for Non-Destructive Testing, Board of Certified Safety Professionals, and last one, the American Board of Industrial Hygiene. And there are more to mention, honestly, but I just wanted to focus on the common organizations and websites you guys can easily extract information for yourself if you want. I think by discussing this, I will come to conclude my presentation. And back to you, Abi. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much for that. And so a question's already in about how to apply to the course. So there's a form that's on BeamHub that you can go to after this, and you just have to complete the form. And if there's any issues with the form, you can email BeamHub anyways, but complete the form and ensure that you use the same email that you have used to create your BeamHub account. So then you can fill out the form, and then once you fill it out, BeamHub will contact you via email with the details for the course that you have selected. And then to finalize your enrollment, you got to follow the link that is going to be provided to you in the communication you receive from BeamHub. And then if you're eligible for any discounts, you'll be provided with the code to apply during the payment process. And then if you qualify for full sponsorship, they will enroll you directly and send you a confirmation notification. So the first step is to just locate the form, fill out the form, and then email it to BeamHub. And then they will be in contact with you with anything else and anything else you need to fill out. If anyone has any other questions, feel free to leave them in the chat box. Again, we can get to them. So how long will the course? So by the looks of it, there are a few courses available. So it depends on which course you choose. And I suppose you can have a look at the forms available and choose which one you think suits you. And then they'll get back to you again with more information on your particular course, if that's okay. I'm not sure if anyone has any other questions to ask. I saw a few people typing. If no one else has any other questions, we can probably finish this off soon. As Mohammed said, if you have any questions following this, just leave them as comments and they'll be answered back as soon as possible. Otherwise, if you want it privately asked, then you can just email BeamHub directly. And also the forms will be available after this session is concluded. Sorry, something came through. I want to schedule for the program materials. Thank you. I think what they were saying is that for each program, there will obviously be a different schedule and different materials available, so that if you just fill out the form for the program and the course that you are interested in and submit that, then that information will be provided to you after a week or so, I think they were saying. So after this, you can just submit the form of the course that you find interesting, and then that information will be available to you after a week, if that's okay. Can you guys send an email with the form link to apply just in case I'm not able to? I think that would be doable. Maybe we can even put it in the comments section underneath this once it's uploaded, like the way you can put your questions in the comment section. We can even just put a link there as well. But I'm sure it will be, once it's uploaded, it should be easy to locate on BeamHub. But it's the same. Yeah, that's a good idea. I can pass on the message and we can see if we can do that, maybe to either put the link directly in the comment box, or but if you are having issues locating it, you can just email BeamHub directly and they can just email it to you then if you are having issues locating the form. So any issues at all, and just throw an email, and it should be sent to you then. Perfect. Thank you so much. If there's no other questions, we can probably finish it up now. I know it's a lot of information and there's a few courses that were discussed today, but like I said, form will be available after this is uploaded. It will be available on BeamHub. And then if you are finding any issues in locating the form, just send an email and it will be sent to you directly through that. And just fill out the form, submit it, and then in about a week, you'll be emailed back with more information. And then if you have questions, you can just email that as well. And I think that's about it. So thank you all for joining, and thank you for our speaker today, and thank you for everyone joining this evening.